Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope that your Monday went well and that you had a great weekend as well. So let's get you guys up on screen instantly and see who is in the house tonight. And thank you everyone for joining in so early, part of the early bird crew that are involved in that live chat room. So thank you guys for hanging around. And with me at the start of the live stream, we have Jeff and King Nero and Barbara and Ray and Jill and Jeannie, Linda Z and Donna and Mary, Susan and Dennis are in the house, Lethea, Patrick, Kevin, Velvet and Alexi. Hello guys, thank you for joining me on this live stream Tuesday. So we're going to be making a bit of history tonight, as we did on Saturday with the first ever Pick Roulette that we had, and another big congratulations to Billy who won that on Saturday. But we're going to be having two Pick Roulettes tonight, because last Tuesday we not only hit the target for the Pick Roulette, but we also had a new likes record. So it means that we're going to be having two lucky winners tonight. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because without them this wouldn't be happening at all, and you know who you are. Thank you guys for your support, and these names do pop up in the super chat window as well, and they go across the screen throughout the whole live stream as always. So thank you so much guys for your support and making every video that I do on this channel possible, as well as these live streams that happened on a Tuesday night and on a Saturday night as well. I will always be streaming on those evenings. So if you are new, then say hello, introduce yourselves to the live chat room community, and a big shout out as well to the moderators in the house tonight. Thank you. Carla should be in there. She's just gone through the live chat room as I am speaking, but also Laurie and Neil for moderating, doing such a great job with that chat room. But all of you guys just for joining me tonight, thank you so much for doing that, and on previous nights. And that is how the roulette is going to work, that you have to be actually part of that live stream where we hit the amount of likes, and then you just write a message, write a comment that says I agree, so that you agree to be part of the roulette, and then the next week is when the roulette happens. But it's something that I'm sure you guys will get the hang of when we get through it a few times. I know it's going to be only the second time that we do it tonight, but we will see how we get on. So I'm going to just jump into the super chat window, because we had a few donations early on. Thank you so much for these. Orlando has donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando. And that was at just past 1:30 yesterday morning. So thank you for that, almost a day ago now. So thank you, Orlando. And the message was spike the likes now or later. So a great idea there from Orlando. And it reminds me to give a plug of the mug and a spike of the likes. If you want to do that, you can do. Hit that thumbs up, it'd be massively appreciated. What are we aiming for tonight? I think it's 300. There it is, there's the proof. So 300 is the likes target for the live stream tonight. And the pick, let me see if I can find whether this is going to be correct. That was one that I did before. I should really delete that one because it shouldn't really be on there anymore. But anyway, the Pick Roulette likes target for tonight is 310. So that is what we are aiming for with those thumbs up. So if you could do that, it'd be massively appreciated. We'll see if we can have another Pick Roulette next Tuesday. We're going to have two tonight, but in order to do one next Tuesday, we have to hit the target for this Tuesday. So we'll see how we get on. We can spike the likes as much as humanly possible. If you want to get your hands on a mug, you can do. Underneath this video, it should be in the tray, and underneath pretty much all the videos on the channel. And there are different colors and a different design of this mug as well. It's obviously not this mug, but it says, let's see how they get on. And then on the other side it says, and there we have it. And unfortunately, Teespring sent me the wrong mug. So I'm still waiting for my other Wings of Pegasus mug that I can have maybe on a Saturday live stream. I know that some of you guys are receiving yours, so thank you for ordering those, and for uploading the pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, because we are going to be taking a look at a couple more pictures tonight, and that'll be happening probably after the requested cover video, but then just before the Pick Roulette that we're going to have tonight, where we're going to have 2 lucky winners. So we're going to be jumping back into that super chat window because we had another donation in there, and this is from Jeannie, who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Jeannie. The message is: the new mug is ready for the live stream, and I'm ready for Pick Roulette rock with some rock horns. And P.S. requesting a cartoon for a future live stream. Thank you, Phil. So thank you for that, Jeannie. And I think we might be taking a look at Jeannie with her mug later on. So stay tuned for that. And it might be this one tonight, or I might have, if it had been uploaded on Saturday or before Saturday, I might have got to it then, but maybe not. Jeannie will know when she uploaded it, so we might be seeing that later on in the show. Also, thank you to Patrick, who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Patrick. The message is: hi Phil, remembering John Denver tonight, taken away from us 22 years ago. Rest in peace, my musical hero. So thank you for that, Patrick. And also, guys, if you want to see an analysis of John Denver, then you can do. He's on the channel here somewhere. I think multiple times also with Mama Cass, where they're singing together, so you can check that out as well. But thank you, Patrick, for that, and also just for mentioning that about John Denver, what a unique artist he was, and just a great singer, just a unique tone to his voice. Everything about his voice was standalone, and you will be able to see that on the videos. But thank you so much for that, Patrick. And King Nero has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that. The message is just a shout out to all the wingers, wishing me a happy birthday, and thanks Phil for keeping this channel a good place to be. So no problem, and everyone can say a big happy birthday to King Nero tonight, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And thank you for spending your birthday with us here at the live stream. And I hope you have a good time in that live chat room. But thank you everybody for just joining me tonight in general in that live chat room. Everyone say a huge happy birthday to King Nero. And we have Nora101 who has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is: hi Phil. If it's okay to say, when we order from Teespring, how much goes to you? So thank you for that. And that is a good question. When I list the things on all of the merchandise, there's a listing price, and then they calculate how much of that is a profit and how much of it goes into the sending of the item. To be honest, it varies from each item, but you can set them up yourself. So whatever profit margin you want to have, you can set that up. So I have set up the prices on Teespring in order to give a particular percentage to myself that I'm happy with, and I'm not really bothered about making loads and loads of money from merchandise. So you'll find that the mugs in the UK come out at about £8 or £9. So I think that's probably cheaper than most mugs that you buy, and I want to make it affordable for as many people as possible. So I don't know exactly how much comes to me. It isn't a percentage thing. It's just going to be how much I decide I want to have after the cost of Teespring actually making it and then taking their cut, and then how much of a profit I want to have on top of that. But as long as it's a few dollars, $3 or $4, I don't mind. That is just something that I would like people to have merchandise that's affordable, rather than saying a mug's going to cost like $30 or something stupid. It's just a lot better, I think, just to make it affordable. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation. And to give you a quick answer, it varies from product to product, so I can't really put a figure on it. But thank you also, Teresa, who has donated £20. Thank you for that. Also in some sterling, my own currency here. And Teresa might be up late because it's just 10 past midnight here in the UK. So thank you for this donation. The message is: thank you for the signed CD. When I listen to it in the car, so does the whole street. So thank you for that, Teresa. And maybe they'll get a slightly pitch corrected, or no, pitch varied version of it, because if you go past somebody fast in the car, you'll hear the pitch change that happens which happens with an ambulance or any kind of emergency vehicle. You get that pitch change, so maybe we'll get a little bit of Wings of Pegasus with some pitch shifting going on. But anyway, thank you, Teresa, for that. And hopefully you know what I'm talking about with the sound changes there. But Orlando has donated $2 as well. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, happy birthday, King Nero, with a balloon, a cake, a slice of cake, a present, I think that is, or a gift wrapped thing, and then some kind of popper or celebration, explosion, fireworks, and the other thing I can't really tell what that is, but it's a little bit small for me to see. But thank you, Orlando, for that message, and thank you everybody for wishing King Nero a happy birthday as well. So let's have a little look at the live likes up on screen. We are at 130 already, so thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up so early in this live stream. You can of course keep on hitting that thumbs up. If you haven't used your thumbs up token, it'd be much appreciated if you could do that, because we'll see if we can get an early spike of the likes. We are aiming for 300, so we have a ways to go yet, but we will see where we end up. We're going to be jumping into the first video of the night, the first request over on Patreon. Again, thank you guys for answering my request. Oh, I almost said answering my request. That would have been right, actually. Thank you guys for answering my request over on Patreon. I should have just gone with what I was saying. But if you guys didn't do that, I wouldn't have any videos to play and I wouldn't be any good at choosing them. So thank you. I am going to have a little look at what has been happening over on Patreon. So the screen goes really bright because the Patreon page is very white. And looking down the list, we have a request from Deborah for Hero, and I think we also had a request all the way down from Orlando who said that he's been requesting Hero for ages. So we will be having a little look at Hero, the lyric version of it, and I just want to make sure Donna also requested Hero and Constantia as well. So a fair few requests for Hero tonight. So we are going to be jumping into that without further ado. It's going to be the lyric video version of it. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll be in the live chat room while this is playing. I'll see you guys after this. Rock! And there we have it. That was my song called Hero. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Available over at wingsofpegasus.com/store. You can also get it on iTunes and Amazon, but it's better for me if you go to my website, because then I don't have to get a percentage given away or have a percentage given away to the other companies. You can also get my album Persistence over at wingsofpegasus.com as well. But let's get the super chat window up on screen, because we had a little bit of action going on in that window while that video was playing. So thank you guys so much for this, and I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything here. We had Orlando's birthday wishes to King Nero, and then Marge donated $2, so thank you for that, Marge. And the message is, can someone's pitch really break a glass? So thank you for that, Marge, and yes it can. And all you have to do, I say all you have to do, it's very difficult to do, but the principle of it is getting the glass to vibrate at the same frequency. Every note in the world, every note that you can sing, whether it be slightly sharp or flat of any particular note, is a frequency. And when you hit a particular frequency, it can cause things to vibrate. And you might have heard this with buildings, when a particular frequency's been hit, or with a bridge, for example. You can have it that starts to shake, and when the wind has been blowing a bridge, the wind can then die down, but because of the frequency and the vibrations, it's vibrating at a particular frequency, which means that it just continues going and never stops. So anyway, that's a weird example of it, but you might have seen documentaries on that where bridges have collapsed because they are just going from side to side, because the frequency has been hit that they are susceptible to. But anyway, it's the same principle in a glass. So when you are singing a particular note, that note has a frequency to it. If you can match the note that the glass makes, when you go, you can lick your finger and go around the top of the glass. If you can match the frequency exactly with your voice, it'll make it vibrate. And if you keep on hitting that frequency really consistently, it means that the glass will start to vibrate, and if you keep on doing it and keep on doing it and keep on doing it, it'll vibrate to the point where it smashes itself, because it's vibrating. The whole particles within the glass are moving, and that relentless frequency is going to keep on making it do that. Anyway, you'll also find that sometimes the frequency that is needed to make the glass shatter isn't really high, it's just a frequency that a lot of people can hit. And this is something that in the movies and on TV, you'll see singers, or when they're pretending to do this, it's a really high note that they're hitting, and that makes the glass shatter. Whereas that isn't always the case. It can be quite a low note, depending on the size of the glass, that makes it shatter. But anyway, hopefully that's made sense. And I mean, the whole process of it isn't my area of expertise, but that's as I understand it, and it makes sense to me with hitting the right frequencies, and that's how I've heard it explained before. So hopefully it makes sense to you guys, but yes, it is possible. And that is a very long answer to the question, but thank you, Marge, for that. And Ugly Girl has donated $5, and this is Michael, so I think I'm just going to say Michael from now on, because just saying UGGLIGR is maybe going to be a little bit long. But thank you, Michael, for this donation. The message is, thanks for Hero, I also requested it. So thank you for requesting that as well. And Sue has donated $20. Thank you so much for this, Sue. The message is, you are amazing with the guy doing his dancing. So thank you again for that, Sue. And Lisa has donated $5. Thank you for that, Lisa. The message is, on Patreon, you said you were helping your sister with her website. Can you tell us what her website is about? So thank you for that question. And just for people that don't know, over on Patreon, I give little updates when I'm not doing a video on that particular night, and just tell people what I've been up to and all that kind of stuff. So this is just an update that I gave to everybody over there about helping my sister with her website. And her website is not currently finished, it's under construction, as you can probably tell, because I was helping her with it. But it's to do with child psychology. It's nothing musical, it's all very technical and scientific, and she's currently studying for a master's degree in that side of things. It's not only child psychology, but it's the science of psychology, and it's really complicated stuff, but it is to do with that. And I think that in the future she's going to be looking at dealing with screen time, especially for kids who might be spending a long time looking at tablets and phones or playing computer games and all that kind of stuff, which just tends to be the norm nowadays. But it's mostly for parents, I guess, managing their kids' screen time, and also collective screen time, because everybody in the family spends time on computers and on tablets and on phones. So it's just doing that in a healthy way that's going to make sure that children's or kids in general, their mental development isn't hindered by looking at a screen too much, and they get enough stimulation mentally from other sources whilst balancing their screen time on different devices. But anyway, it's complicated stuff, but she knows what she's talking about, and hopefully in the future she can get that up and running, and people will have an easy reference guide as to how to deal with that effectively and make sure that the kids' upbringing can be as healthy as possible from a mental perspective, because that is something that certainly is in the news here, especially in the UK, about mental wellness and all that kind of stuff is very important, especially in kids growing up. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation, Lisa. And Orlando has donated again, and it's $5. Thank you for that. The message is, thank you for playing Hero. Dokken and Queensryche would be proud. So thank you for that. And we are going to be having a little bit of kind of the same sound. We're going to be listening to a little bit of my attempt at Triumph later on, and Rick Emmett with his crazy vocal ability and guitar playing ability. I'll be taking that on in tonight's cover that was requested over on Patreon, so thank you guys for doing that. A kind of Dokken vibey sound, so we will see. I think there were actually some Dokken requests over on Patreon as well, but it's going to be a little bit of Triumph tonight. But thank you, Orlando, for that. And Mary has donated $5. Thank you for this, Mary. The message is, hi Phil, when you perform live, do you bow with a, that was a little bit of archery there going on, with a bow and arrow, but do you bow after the performance? I notice most rockers wave, but don't, I'm going to keep saying bow now, don't bow. Any insights on that? So thank you, Mary. I don't think it's something that I naturally do, and it tends to be something that happened a lot in the 60s. You'll see that because it was more of a formal setup, performers would perform and then all do a little bow at the end of the performance, and then that was it. Whereas I think throughout the 70s and the 80s, especially 90s, it then became a lot less prevalent, and I'm not somebody that does that, and it seems like such a formal thing to do, whereas I think the kind of music that I play, being hard rock, isn't particularly formal in nature. Maybe more classical music and classical performances, you might be doing a bow at the end of the performance. I don't know why my brain keeps on wanting to say bow. It's because I just mentioned that, because I didn't read the rest of that comment, and maybe I'm going to say bow instead of bow. But anyway, musical theatre as well, you could say that there's a little bit of that going on, especially at the end of the performance and everyone comes on stage. But anyway, it's not something that I really do myself. But thank you, Mary, so much for that donation. Sherry has donated $4.99. Thank you so much for that, Sherry. And it is a straight up donation without a message with that one. Sandy has donated $5. Thank you for this, Sandy. The message is, always wondering if you ever get any downtime and what you like to do during that time. So thank you, Sandy, for the question. And I tend to either play computer games, which I don't spend a hell of a lot of time doing because there's always other things that I have that pop up before that, such as answering messages on Facebook and Twitter. I don't spend a lot of time on. I used to, but I really focus on emails, and I've especially started focusing on emails more recently because I missed one that came from the BBC that wanted me to go on Radio 2, but unfortunately I didn't see that one, so I missed the opportunity to do that, which would have been fun. But this is why now I'm focusing more on emails. Also, I read all of the comments on YouTube across the whole channel and all of the videos that are on there. And I think there's about 1,000 videos now, or over 1,000 videos. So I keep up to date with that. So it takes a lot of my time, just messages in general. But if I get up to date and do all the emails and Facebook and everything else that happens, and Patreon as well, then I do like to watch movies, and I tend to maybe watch half an hour, 40 minutes at a time. And I did actually the other day watch a whole Indiana Jones movie from beginning to end in one sitting, which is rare for me to have that time to do it. So that was The Temple of Doom as a film that I watched. And another thing that I want to mention is that in my room, I have this really old TV. It's called a Sony Bravia TV, and it's not one of these smart TVs that does fancy things. And it's about 32 inches, the size of the TV screen, but it's got this massive outer limit on it as well. Like nowadays, they've got all this slim lining around the outside, but it's not one of those. And it's like a radiator because it gets so hot. But anyway, the reason I'm mentioning this is I bought a projector. And I painted my wall grey, because when you've got a projector and you have a wall that you're putting it on, white was fine. But if you have a grey, a lightish grey colour, it means that the projector, when it's put onto that, it just looks really good. So it means that on my wall now, I have effectively a 90-inch 4K screen for a projector that cost me just over £200. Which is crazy, because you'd be looking at about £5,000 for a 90-inch 4K TV, but I've got it on my wall in my room. So that's what I've done. So as I said, I do like movies. I don't get a lot of time to watch one, but I set up the projector and I watched Indiana Jones Temple of Doom on my 90-inch 4K screen. It's actually just a wall painted grey, but that was really cool to do that, especially with headphones on, because it's almost like being in the cinema. So that is something that I do enjoy to do. The only problem with that is the amount of time it takes to do that. So yeah, computer games, I don't have too much time to play, but I do like to play. But also watching movies, that's my other thing that I do enjoy. I do enjoy playing golf as well, because that is one of those games that is really difficult to play. And anything that's really difficult, I don't know why I enjoy trying to do things that are really difficult. And that's what I tend to do on computer games as well, is just put it on the hardest settings, and then I just keep dying the whole time on whatever game it is, but I will just keep on going until I stop dying. But anyway, that is it. So golf, again, something that's time consuming, but I think golf is something I definitely can relate to with Alice Cooper, because he's a golf player, a golfer himself, and he's very good at it. I'm not very good at it, but I can understand the kind of addiction that goes with golf, because it is such a difficult game that it takes so much practice, and something that I'd like to get better at in the future. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Football as well. I used to play a lot of football, or soccer as you call it over in the USA, and pretty much that was my focus as a kid, wanting to be a professional soccer player. But then I moved over to then being into music a lot more, and just enjoying music a lot more than I did playing soccer. But anyway, I think that's pretty much most of, I'm taking for granted here that you guys assume that I play guitar and I work at playing other instruments and also singing, all of those other things musically. I don't really see that as something that I do in downtime, because it's all part of the bubble that when I'm doing analysis videos and editing, I'm usually playing the guitar or singing or practicing other instruments, having a go on drums. I tend to practice the other instruments while my videos are uploading or while they are rendering, because rendering is a very long process, so it gives me a little bit of time to do that. But anyway, thank you for that question, and I know that it was a very long answer. Apologies for that, and I just want to scroll up to make sure that I don't miss any here. So thank you, Sandy, for that. And Karen has donated $2. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, Phil, thanks for what you do and for being you. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And Nora has donated again $5. Thank you for this. The message is, Laurie Kane wants to know what t-shirt you are wearing tonight. I am fully merched up, so we've got some Wings of Pegasus going on tonight, so you can grab this Wings of Pegasus t-shirt if you want. Again, under this video in the tray, I think if you just go to teespring.com, type in Wings of Pegasus in the search bar there, and you'll be able to find all of the Wings of Pegasus merchandise. Maybe I should leave this a little bit unzipped, just for some free promotion on the live stream. So anyway, thank you for that, and Laurie as well for that question. Paul has donated $5. Thank you again, Paul. The message is, I had people tell me my voice could break glass while singing as a tenor 10 or 11 miles away. Wonder what they meant, with some smiley faces. So thank you for that, Paul. And I think a lot of people have probably found that very funny in the live chat room. I didn't have a really strong reaction to that, but I think most of these jokes, along with the musical background, I've heard most of these kind of things before, but thank you, Paul, for that one. It is an oldie but a goodie. And Sherry has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Sherry. And the message is another $5 for being you, with a hand, and maybe that's an applause or just a hello, and some rock horns and a smiley face as well. So thank you for that, Sherry. And Kevin has donated $5. So thank you for this, Kevin. And the message is, Teespring has a 10% off code that ends today. Code HARVEST10. I got a mask and new mug with some rock horns. So thank you for that information, Kevin. This is something that Teespring sent me an email about earlier. But in the UK, I know now, I think the code has run out. But if you are in the USA, then the Harvest 10 code should still work if it hasn't gone past 12 midnight. So a good bit of information there from Kevin. If you want to head over to Teespring and do that before midnight tonight, if you are in the USA, you'll be able to get 10% off the merchandise, anything that you want to buy there, a t-shirt or a hoodie or a mug. It is up to you, but head over there and put in that Harvest 10 discount code. So thank you, Kevin, for that. We are going to be moving into the next video of the night, and let's have a little look at the likes. We are at 177 so far, so if you get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. We'll see where we end up by the end of this live stream. We are aiming for 300, so we're over halfway there, and we are over halfway in the live stream. So we are going to be racing all the way to the end. I think it's going to be a bit of a close one tonight. Whether we'll get there or not, I do not know. We will see. Fingers crossed we can get there. So let me just quickly mention that Vince has donated $10. Thank you for this, Vince. And the message is, Phil, passing on a live chat question. Christina Kingston Sharples says, Phil, have you ever written a piece purely for guitar? I'm guessing she means instrumentals. So thank you for that, Vince, and also Christina. And I haven't written anything purely instrumental yet. I don't think it's something that I lean towards, because I always like to do a complete song and sing, but it's not something that I'd rule out in the future either, because it's something that I have done in the past, doing guitar covers, but also just instrumental covers. I don't tend to do them all the time, but with a computer game theme that I did before for a game called Oblivion, that was purely instrumental. Also Gary Moore, I did a little tribute which was purely instrumental there as well. And I'm trying to think of, obviously, when I did Eruption and the solo that I played on the last live stream, and that was from Beat It. So for those Van Halen pieces, I guess those are instrumental as well, but not something that I tend to lean towards. I won't rule it out though in the future. It is all possible for maybe an instrumental original composition. You never know. But thank you, Vince, for that, and also Christina for asking that question in the live chat room. So we're going to be jumping into the next video of the night, and this was the Triumph cover that was requested over on Patreon, and I'm going to look on Patreon now to see who requested this, and it was Kevin who requested this first, I do believe, and then we have Joan as well, Teresa, requested it. And looking down, also Velvet threw this one in there, and Debbie. So thank you guys so much. Orlando as well. So lots of requests for this over on Patreon, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be in the live chat room again, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock. And there we have it. That was my cover of Lay It On The Line. Thank you guys for requesting that over on Patreon. And that one certainly was a challenge. It's one of those songs that's just got crazy high notes in it because of Rick's voice, and it's something that just covers such a range as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed my version of it, or my attempt at it. So let's see who's still in this live chat room. We have Felicity and Elaine and Barbara and Lucy and Billy and James and Maidenfan and Barbara, and it's just gone through really quickly, and that was all because Linda Z donated and all the names jumped up. So thank you, Linda Z, for that. Let's get the super chat window up on screen and see what's happened in there, because I'm gonna have to scroll up here. Thank you guys for all of these donations. And it was Nora who donated again, $5. Thank you for this. The message is, please give us an update on your pinky finger. Did your nail grow back yet? So the pinky update is, no, it hasn't fully grown back yet. It's maybe 75% there. And the problem is that because it's growing back and the part of the nail that's underneath the skin and where the injury happened, because the nail goes quite a long way under your skin but you don't actually see it, I can now see the part of the nail where the impact happened. So it means that if you were to look at my nail close up, the nail looks like that. It's got almost like an M shape because of the way the impact came down. And looking at my nail, I think I was actually, well, I always knew that I was really lucky that I didn't break my finger or my finger didn't get chopped off, but certainly the nail is what took all of the impact, so that's why my nail looks like it's an M shape. But hopefully that will grow out and it will then go back to a normal nail, I'm hoping. But at the moment, yeah, maybe 75% there, so another 3 or 4 weeks of growth and it might be back to a normal nail length. But anyway, thank you for, at least it's looking a little bit better now. Before it just looked disgusting because my finger had no nail on it. But anyway, thank you for that donation, but also for asking about my finger just in general. So I just want to make sure that I don't miss anybody's donations. So Michael has donated $5 as well. Thank you so much for that again. The message is, the analysis you did of your gifted Fender guitar was an instrumental. It was great. So thank you for the kind words. And that was just a bit of a jam type thing, or at least just playing. So hopefully you could hear the difference between the pickups, and because it was just showing the guitar, that's really what that was, just a jam really with myself, just doing a loop of some rhythm. But thank you for the kind words, Michael, on that. And Lethia has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that donation. The message is, are music genres helpful or harmful to the art form? Are they even real? It seems contrived to me. We think we know, but definitions are slippery. So thank you for that question. And I don't know whether it's a question or a statement, or maybe it's a rhetorical question, but I think that you can't really put art in a pigeonhole, but that's what people try and do, to give you a general idea of the style of music and what it sounds like, or relating it to other bands. But I think personally there are bands who have potentially so many different genres to their sound that it's really difficult to describe them as a band just in one genre. So I think it is something that can be helpful to give you an idea of what a band sound like before you hear them. But actually just saying that a band is totally hard rock, or totally blues, or totally bluegrass, or totally country, there are so many overlaps and percentages of genres within a particular band or artist. I don't think that you can ever just say that one person is the very definition of a particular genre, because there's so much variation from one artist to the next. So I think it's probably not harmful to the art form, but I think trying to make a particular sound or a particular piece of art fit in a pigeonhole, then that's going to be harmful, because you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. So I don't think it's going to be harmful in that sense, but it's probably good just to give people a general idea of what they're about to hear. But I also like it when artists are described as multiple genres and having a percentage of different genres, because it gives you an even better idea of where that artist is coming from. But yeah, it is difficult just to pigeonhole any artist really, and that's not even just music, but all kinds of art. So anyway, thank you for that, Lethia. Linda Z has donated $10, which we saw in the chat room a second ago. Thank you for this, Linda. The message is, this is the first live stream I'm actually watching live and not on replay since you changed your internet. I see a definite improvement in video quality on my end. any improvements you notice as well. So thank you for that, Linda. The only thing that I notice is the lack of red lights going off and warnings that I'm not at the right bit rate or not at the right megabytes per second. So it's great in that I don't get any of these warning symbols going off. It just looks green, which is good because it means that everything is running as it should and everyone hopefully has got a clear picture, or as clear picture as you can do with live streaming. And fingers crossed it's going to continue for the duration of the live stream, because on the old internet service provider sometimes it would cut out and it would be a nightmare. So fingers crossed we are consistent and the quality is better as well. So I've just seen that we've passed 206 likes, so thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up in the live chat room. And we will see where we end up. We're aiming for 300 tonight, so we're still looking for 93 people to join in with the live stream and to hit that thumbs up as well. We will see if those 93 or 92 people now do manage to turn up before the end of the live stream. We're approaching 10 to 1 here in the morning. I can feel that we're going to be looking at some pictures soon and also having our double Pick Roulette, which we have tonight. They're going to be 2 lucky winners, so that will be coming up very soon. But Deborah has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Deborah, again. The message is, are there other instruments used on Hero? Thought I detected violins. So thank you for that donation and the question. And yeah, there are other instruments all over the place on my album. With Hero, that was, I think, going back to having the guitar used as a MIDI instrument, and it was triggering a particular sound, and it was, I can't remember the name of what it was, but it is like a Roland, I don't think it was a GR30, but I'm gonna have to look back into this, but it made your guitar into a MIDI instrument. Unfortunately, it wasn't that reliable, but that was a triggered sound of strings. On the other songs, for example, Amelia and Paris Nord, I think I put strings on, but that was just on a keyboard, and then the keyboard is triggering the sounds on the software, so you just play it like a piano or like a keyboard, and then you get the sound of strings. So that's what I did on that. Also, I did a little bit of a sequencer type sound on, was it Art Not Commerce? No, it was We Can Fall Down. In the verses of that, there's a little bit of that sequencer action going on. So you will hear on the album lots of different MIDI instruments, but it's using a MIDI keyboard. So I haven't actually played or got an orchestra in to do that. I've just played it on a keyboard, and then it gets translated into string sounds in the software that I'm using. But anyway, thank you for that, Deborah. And Joan has donated $49.99. Thank you so much for that, Joan. It is much appreciated. And the message is, thank you for Lay It on the Line. Awesome cover, Phil. You rock. So thank you for that, Joan. There's some rock horns there as well that I didn't mention at the end of that. And Lucy has donated $4.99. Thank you for this, Lucy. The message is, howdy y'all, Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers, with some rock horns, a heart and peace. And I think there is another little image in there, but I can't see what that is, and maybe it's not loading properly, but thank you for that, Lucy. So we are going to be jumping into some images. We just got a couple for tonight that have been uploaded to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, so thank you guys for doing that. If you do want to get involved over on Facebook and join that supporters group, you can do. Just search for Wings of Pegasus supporters and you'll find that group and you can join up. This is where I get the pictures from for these live streams. So without further ado, let me first of all get the background on screen, because this is something that we need to do before we can look at the pictures. So I now disappear. And we're just left with the likes, which is 216. So still, thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And I now have to try and find where these pictures are. First of all, Jeannie should be here with her mug. There it is, with a thumbs up. So thank you, Jeannie, for uploading this picture. And this is the very mug that I have ordered for myself that got delivered as the wrong mug, so I'm looking forward to my delivery of this very same mug. So thank you, Jeannie, for showing this one off, and of course I am a little bit envious of everybody getting their mugs, and I haven't even got my new mug yet. But again, thank you for uploading that one. We do have also Vince with his new mug as well. He's got the purple version of it. So thank you for uploading this, Vince, and just quickly showing me this before we went live tonight on the live stream. And he also has the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt on, as you can tell. And I'm trying to see, it looks like there might be a hint of Pegasus on Vince's hat there as well. Or maybe he's put the mask over the hat. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I'd have to zoom in to try and see what's happening. But thank you, Vince. Maybe Vince can explain that in the live chat room as to whether that is my imagination or if there is a little bit of Pegasus action going on with Vince's hat as well. So thank you for uploading that and sending it to me as well. Quick shout out to Vince for giving me the links to the pictures and also sending me the pictures, showing me the pictures over on Facebook in the messages section, and also just for hosting the after party over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook. So thank you for that, Vince. And let me see if we can bring everything back to normal. So I will be getting that background up on screen soon again, because we are just about to jump into the Pick Roulette for tonight. We're going to have two versions. So this is going to be the first time that we've done it twice as well, and I'm really hoping that this is going to work. Before we get into the Pick Roulette, let me just mention that we have had some more donations. I'm actually going to address those after we've done the Pick Roulette, because I think everything is ready and set up on screen. Fingers crossed, because if I can get the whole background that I just showed up on screen, then maybe it's going to work. And I know that I need to somehow get rid of the pick likes on screen, and you can actually see a little bit of the Pick Roulette going around on the screen. And don't worry, I think this is hopefully going to work, fingers crossed. If I put the background up on screen, we are just testing and seeing what happens. This is now working. I'm going to get rid of that little square, and this should have set the scene for the Pick Roulette. And hopefully, if I click the right button, we'll get the little intro that I made for the Tuesday, which has a little bit of a blue theme going on as well. So let's click on this and see what happens, fingers crossed. And we should be back to the background. We should get the roulette wheel up on screen. I think it is working. Hopefully you guys can see this and it's absolutely fine. So what we're going to do here, as you can see, there's a lot of names on this particular roulette wheel, but never fear, we're going to be doing this twice. So first of all, let me shuffle the names as I do, and well, I'm going to be doing this with all of the roulette wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the names have been shuffled on the wheel. And let me get the little hand and the arrow in the middle of the screen. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. First Pick Roulette on a Tuesday night. So there are a lot of names on the roulette wheel tonight. We will see who is the lucky winner. A massive thank you to Carla for sorting this all out and putting all of the names on the wheel and getting it all organised. We are getting close, and it does take a little bit of a while to slow down, but Hippie, Carol, Deborah, Lethea, Kevin, Carl, it's too small to see. It's gone to Paul, has it? It is Paul. So congratulations, Paul, for winning the first Tuesday live stream Pick Roulette, and that has made history. So a massive congratulations to Paul, and everyone can say that in the live chat room as well. So I'm now going to click close, and hopefully if I do the same thing again by shuffling the names and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're now going for our second Pick roulette of Tuesday night. So good luck, everybody. Here we go again. Massive congratulations to Paul for winning that pick, and it's a signed pick. I do have a version of the pick on me tonight, so I'll show it to the camera after we've done this second pick roulette, and whoever wins this one will be receiving one, as well as Paul and Billy, who won on Saturday as well. So imagine if Paul were to win again, what would be the odds? But it looks like we have Deborah, Leafia, maybe Deborah again. It's a little bit small to see, so I can't see where it's landed. But it is Nana25. So congratulations, Nana25, for winning a pick. And that is another historic pick win because it's the second one on the live stream Tuesday. A massive congratulations to Nana25 and also to the other two winners that we have had tonight. So that was Patrick and obviously Nana25, but 3 winners in all with Billy on Saturday as well. So we are now hopefully going to be able to get out of this whole screen. The only thing that is slightly disturbing is the fact that I've lost my whole mouse. The little arrow that is on screen, I got a little bit excited with Nana25 winning and moved the pick around, and unfortunately it's all gone a little bit wrong, but hopefully we can get back to the background and then we can get back to me, maybe fingers crossed, if I'm going to appear. We are back, so congratulations guys again. Thank you for entering and for typing I agree on last Tuesday's live stream, and a big thank you to Carla for sorting that all out. But let me show you the pick because I said that I would. So here we have it. I don't know whether the whole focus of the camera is maybe going to go a bit weird, but there it is. And let me turn it around as well. That is my signature on the back. Just in case you're wondering what that scribbling is, that is my signature. So that is going to be on your way to you guys, and I hope maybe in the future we can do another one on a Tuesday. We do have to hit 310 likes, and I don't know where we are at the moment. It might be the case that we have to rely on just the catch-up crew in order to hit the likes target for tonight, which is 300, and we might not be having a pick roulette next Tuesday, but we will be having one, I believe, on Saturday. So if you guys were tuned in last Saturday and you typed I agree and did a thumbs up or just agreed to it in general, then you will be eligible, or you will be on the roulette wheel for Saturday's pick roulette. So thank you guys all for entering that. We kind of got away with that. I think as we progress, it's going to become a little bit more slick as I get used to setting it all up and clicking all the right buttons. But thank you guys for entering that and just joining me on these live streams. It is a lot of fun to have a pick roulette going on as well. We are going to be jumping into the super chat window again and then jumping into the next video. But thank you so much for all of these donations, guys. I want to scroll up to make sure I don't miss any. We have a donation of $5 from Mac257, so thank you so much for that. And Kay has donated $5. Thank you for that, Kay. And the message is, what is a double locking tremolo system designed for electric guitars? I understand Eddie Van Halen used this. So thank you, Kay. The double locking tremolo system is something that you might have seen at the top of the guitar, as well as having a Floyd Rose bridge. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but in short, it's a way to lock your strings in tune. So it means that when you do very aggressive dive bombs and with a Floyd Rose bridge, it means that you can push your whammy bar really far down and you get that dive bomb sound, and it just sounds like dropping a bomb. So it means that the pitch of the strings have decreased to such an extent because the strings are now so loose, and you'll see them go all floppy. And normally if you were to do that without having your strings locked in tune and that tension locked in on the guitar, when you do that, when you then come back up to what was standard tuning, because you've been so aggressive with it, the strings have lost a little bit of their tension because they've become really loose, and then they're being put back to roughly where they were before. But because they've been so loose, they then want to be looser. It's like an elastic band. You can imagine if you sat there and you're just stretching an elastic band really far, it would either snap or it would become a little bit looser. If you just to keep on doing that over and over and over again, just pushing it to its limits, it would eventually kind of wear down and become looser and just stretch further and further and eventually break. So the strings have now lost their tension. So to lock the guitar in tune and the strings in tune will mean that the strings, it doesn't matter how abusive you are to them, when you bring that bridge back up to its start position, it's going to be locked back at its original tension. So that is what it is. Hopefully it's understandable the way that I'm describing it, but you'll see the locking mechanism at the top of the guitar, and you'll have a little Allen key that you do that. And on most guitars you'll have 3 little locks that you push down, and they lock down 2 strings at a time. And once it is locked, it means that you can then go mental on your whammy bar and the pitch will go back up to where it was originally. And this is the problem sometimes that Jimi Hendrix had on his Fender Strat. He didn't have these strings locked in tune. So when he was very aggressive with his whammy bar, some of the strings or all of the strings were then out of tune because they weren't popping back to something that was locked. So the strings did lose a lot of their tension. So sometimes Jimmy's tuning was a bit of a nightmare. You can see him retuning his guitar while playing, but also sometimes he just went with it and sometimes his strings would be out of tune. And then people would think, oh, what's he doing? His guitar's not even in tune. But it was to begin with. It's just that he went a little bit crazy with his whammy bar without having the strings locked in tune. And of course, we're talking about before guitarists locked their strings in tune. Back in the 60s, it wasn't something that was done or possible. So when Van Halen and Eddie started doing these crazy techniques, late 70s, early 80s into mid 80s, etc., that's when it was very much the done thing in that genre of music to lock those strings in tune. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Kay, and again another long explanation. Emerald has donated £10. Thank you so much for that, Emerald. And the message is, please reviews all about Eve, a much underrated group. So thank you for that suggestion, and I'll pop that on the list. Ray is in the house. Thank you so much for this, Ray, and has donated $152. Thank you so much for that. Again, massively appreciated. And also for reminding me that we did pass on the channel 152,000 subscribers, and that is what Ray is mentioning here. Congratulations on 152,000 subscribers. During the COVID-19 crisis, I have seen musicians showing aspects of their artistry which I had not seen before, like writing ballads. Have you as well? Also, thank you for honouring Helen Reddy's memory with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Ray. And I'm just going to scroll down to get that thing out of the way. So with the whole COVID thing, what I found is that a lot more people have been online and watching my analysis videos, which is great. The other thing that comes with that is a lot more emails and a lot more comments and just basically messages in general. So I found that I haven't had more time to write songs. I've had less time, but I'm just trying to keep up with everything on YouTube and answer everybody's messages over on Patreon as well, which is something that I do every night, as well as a nightly ritual that I go through on Facebook with all of the comments with not only the Wings of Pegasus page on Facebook, but messages on Facebook as well, and you guys here on YouTube with the comments, and I do read all of those. So it's something that I haven't had time to write. I don't generally write ballads. Well, I do occasionally, but I tend to write more kind of up-tempo, hard rock, riff-based stuff. But occasionally I'll be hit with a little bit of inspiration for a ballad, but that hasn't happened recently, so it's not something that I have done. But thank you, Ray, so much for that donation. And everyone for not only donating in the super chat window, but for liking and subscribing. It's something that I don't really mention on the live streams, the subscriptions and subscribing in general. So if you aren't subscribed and you want to subscribe, if you could hit that thumbs up and subscribe button with the notification bell, it would be massively appreciated, because that definitely does help the channel to grow the numbers of subscribers, and just hitting 152,000 is a crazy number. So thank you everyone for doing that and for supporting the channel with that subscribe button. It is massively appreciated. Carla has donated $1.99, and the message is, thank you for that, Carla. The message is, must be here or we spin again until we get winner. So I do not know if the two people that have won have actually been part of the live stream. So maybe you can let me know, Carla, because it might be the fact that we get another spin, because I haven't checked. So if Carla or a lot of you guys can let me know in the chat window or the live chat room, then that would be good if we have both of the winners in tonight. If not, then we will have another spin. I can maybe get that all up on screen again so we can see. And Carla has just messaged saying, yes, we found them, in capital letters. So thank you for that, Carla. And that is good. So we are all good for those two picks tonight. Thank you for that. So Orlando has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, I must make an important phone call. I will catch what I missed on replay. Ciao, y'all. So thank you, Orlando, for tuning in for such a long duration. And I will see you in the future. You'll be watching me in the past, but you know what I mean. Orlando will be part of the catch-up crew for the rest of the video. Again, you guys who are watching this later on, part of the catch-up crew, you can still hit that thumbs up. It does help the live streams to get out there. So we just have had another donation, and this is for $25. Thank you so much for this, Mac257. And the message is, Mac257, we have nothing in common, but in 1968 my dad bought me a Yamaha guitar, lessons for 2 years, then dropped it. Now 63 36, now 63, had an amazing life. In my next life I'll be a guitar player. Thank you, brother. So thank you for that, and apologies for me not being able to read it. It's a little bit small on the screen, but I was doing really well up until that point. But the thing about playing the guitar is you can start at any age. It doesn't really matter whether you're 63 or, well, maybe 3 is a bit young, but you'll be surprised. Some of the players who are just amazing at age 11 and 12 and 13 started playing at 3 or 4. I don't know how that's even possible that they can remember that, but 13, 23, 33, 43, 53, 63, 73, it doesn't matter. You can start playing guitar at any age. So if you are thinking about it, get your fingers on that fretboard and just enjoy it, because that is the most important thing about playing the guitar or playing any musical instrument, even singing as well. If you're enjoying yourself, then you will improve, because you won't get as annoyed or frustrated. Just accept that it is a journey and just enjoy the journey, because everyone else who is really good at playing the guitar has been on the same journey. Everyone starts at the same place. So definitely something that I advise playing an instrument. If you've got the urge to do that, definitely pick one up if you get a chance. But Sandy has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Sandy. The message is, big fan of Joni Mitchell, always here. She did a crazy amount of open tunings. Can you explain? So there's been a lot of explanations tonight, but as an example, Joni used to tune her guitar to open tunings, but also unique tunings, so that the way that she would tune the guitar was for a particular song that she would write, and then tune the guitar for the song. Anyway, open tunings means that you're tuning the guitar to a chord already, whereas normally when you strike the strings on a guitar in standard tuning, they don't make a chord. They sound a little bit random because they are tuned in that way. You get most of a G chord, but it's still going to sound a little bit random. Whereas you can tune your guitar to a G chord so that it hits all of the notes of a G chord and you don't have to do anything with your hand. And then it means that if you want to change the chord, you just put your finger on the guitar and you press down in a line with your first finger, and then you'll get a whole rest of a chord depending on where you place your finger. You could get a whole A chord, you could get a whole B chord or a C chord or a D chord, etc, etc. So that is open chord tuning. You're tuning your guitar to a chord, and that is what not only Joni did, but lots of other artists have done. I mentioned this also in BG's videos as well, but just thinking back, there are loads of artists who just used to not only tune to open chords, but also do a little bit of their own tuning for particular songs. But anyway, I hope that explains it. Thank you, Sandy, for that. Jill has donated $5. Thank you for this, Jill. The message is, hi Phil, at work, but on headphones. Oh, but put on headphones. I'm having fun listening and peeking in once in a while. Tell everyone to spike their likes. Thanks so much. Great idea here from Jill. So if we have a look at the likes, we are at 252. And we're looking for a few more people to hit that thumbs up to hit the likes goal for tonight. The likes goal is set at 300. So we're looking for 48 people. It's already almost 1:15 here in the morning. I didn't notice how late it was. So we're probably going to have to be relying on the catch-up crew for tonight's live stream. But we will see how we get on. We've got one more... Actually, we've got one more video that we'll be able to fit in for tonight because we haven't got into the second requested video over on Patreon, or requested original video over on Patreon. So we will do that soon. And Laurie has donated $10 as well. So thank you so much for that. The message is, hi Phil, thanks for all the hard work. And no problem, Laurie. Thank you for joining me tonight. So the final video of the live stream is going to be my lyric video for Greed. Let's have a little journey over to the Patreon page to see where this was requested, because I made a note that it was. Deborah was requesting this one, as well as Lisa and Joan. So thank you guys for this. Let me have a little scroll down to see if those were the only requests for Greed. I think it was. So thank you guys for that request. Let me get this video up on screen, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys after this. Hopefully, maybe we can have a few more thumbs up, maybe a last spike of the likes, but this looks like it's going to be one for the catch-up crew. So this is my song called Greed, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock.
Now the fire's burning low. See
have it. That was my song called Greed. Again, you can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/store, and you can order an album there. Signed album. I do sign them from this location and then send them off. So it might take a couple of weeks to get over to wherever you are. If you are in the USA, it's maybe about 2 or 3 weeks, but Europe is a little bit quicker, and sometimes with COVID you never know with the service how long it's going to take. But thank you guys for ordering the album on there, and you can pick one up yourselves if you haven't got one yet at wingsofpegasus.com/store. So let me get the super chat window up on screen because we've had a little bit of action in there, and Lucy has donated $2.99. Thank you again for that, Lucy. And it's just a thumbs up saying top. So thank you for that. And Bird Lezo has donated $25. Thank you for that. The message is, Phil, my videos combine original and covers like your own. I have only just begun to get a few thousand subscribers, but I'm wondering if it is difficult or even possible to monetize hybrid videos that feature both. So thank you for that donation and the question. So I think the problem with covers is that it's always going to be difficult, and everybody goes through this on YouTube, that if you are a channel that's monetized, then the owner of that particular song usually takes the ad revenue for that. So it means that you can't monetize. Even though there are adverts showing on your videos, it doesn't mean that you're making any money from that. It means that the company or the publishing company that own the copyright on whatever you're doing a cover of, they take the money for that. So even there are adverts. This is where it's a little bit confusing for people, because they just see adverts on your video and they assume that you're making money from that, and not realizing that it's actually ineligible for monetization. That's what it says. That's the little ineligible for monetization is what YouTube comes up with, and it has a little red S with a line through it. But that still just means that the publishing company are taking the money for the video that is generating, that you've made, that is generating revenue for them. But anyway, I hope that makes sense. But with original stuff, if you own all of your own songs, it's going to be better probably to just do original videos and then separate those from cover videos, because then the cover videos will probably get to a point where if you do become monetized as a channel and you get that many views, and I think it's all done on watch time, but I'm not sure, but if you do become monetized, the money from the covers is just going to go to the record company and or the publishing company, whoever owns that copyright. Whereas if you have your own songs and you own the rights to your songs, then the money for that will come to you. So it means that you can put adverts on your own songs and take the ad revenue for the adverts that are being featured on your original material, which is how it should work. And that's what I have organized to make sure that I own everything that I write, and I do that through a third-party publishing company called TuneCore, and TuneCore just take care of everything, and you just pay them a yearly fee, and they just keep track of everything and then give you your royalties and your ad revenue from YouTube. It is quite funny because I do get a copyright claim for my own songs, but that's all right because I know that it's myself claiming it through a third-party company. So it means that in the long run I do get the money. It's just that it has to go through a publishing company first before it then comes to me, but I'm still getting 100% of everything that's going to the publishing company because they just take a flat fee for the year, and then everything else is yours. So I hope that that makes sense, and hopefully I've addressed the question. I'm just trying to read again and making sure when you're saying about monetizing hybrid videos, if that is a case of featuring an original and a cover, the problem with that is that if the cover song gets recognized, they will take the money for the whole video. It doesn't matter that one of your original songs is on there, they will just hijack your whole video and take all the money from it. And that's where it is a bit crazy, so that's why I'd say separate your videos up. So there's definitely one that's just original and another totally different one that is just a cover, because you don't want them taking all the money for your original stuff, because that would be a little bit crazy. So that would be my advice for that. Also, just while mentioning about other YouTube channels, I did get a message from James, and this was an email actually from James Fleming, who has a YouTube channel, and it's called Regalia Records. And his YouTube channel, he's a great guitarist, sings as well, and he did email me asking me to do an analysis video. But the problem is that I get so many emails from so many people playing guitar, and it might just be a video of them in their room. Unfortunately, I can't feature everybody. So something that I did say to James is that I would mention it on the live stream, and I did mean to mention that on Saturday, but because I was doing the first Pick Roulette, I got a little bit sidetracked. So if you guys get a chance, check out James's channel. That's called Regalia Records, or Regalia Records. However, it's Regalia and then Records. So whatever you hopefully type in letter by letter, you'll get there, and you can say a big hello to James. And apologies for not doing that on Saturday, but I thought I'd do that just on this Tuesday live stream. But also, as I said, I do get a lot of emails from lots and lots of different people, so I can't feature everybody, but hopefully James, you guys can go and check out his channel if you do get a chance. So we are going to be calling it to a close tonight. It is 1:25 here in the morning, but I think we've gone on a little bit longer because of the fact we've had a double Pick Roulette tonight. So we are going to be doing another one on Saturday. Make sure that you guys tune in for that, and hopefully we can maybe have another one in the future on a Tuesday. But for tonight, we are going to be looking at the catch-up crew to get up to the likes target for tonight, which was 300. So if you can hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. If you guys haven't used your thumbs up yet, this is your last chance to do it live, because we are at 270, and we will see if we can just add maybe 1 or 2 to that before I sign off. But I am going to be signing off now, so not much of a chance to do that. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight, and I'll see you again on Saturday night for another live stream. There'll be another analysis video coming on Thursday night, so tune in for that one. And we did just clock over to 271 likes, so thank you for that. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Catch up crew, we're looking to you to spike those likes. And we did just have another jump up to 274. So a few people were saving their likes. So thank you for doing that right at the end of the live stream. I'm going to be in the comment section of the analysis videos as always. And Thursday night, I'll be in that comment section as well. And I will see you guys live again Saturday night for another Pick Roulette to see who will be the 4th winner of one of these very special Wings of Pegasus picks. Again, a massive thank you. I'll show you the other side of it with the little signature of mine. Thank you, Carla, for organising that whole roulette wheel and everything. And a massive thank you to everyone in the live chat room, especially those moderators for doing such a great job throughout this live stream, but also every previous and every future live stream. I'm sure they're going to do just as a fantastic job. So thank you guys for that. I will see you guys live on Saturday night and in the comment section of the YouTube videos. I'm going to be over on Patreon again, answering the messages on there, as well as on Facebook and the other social media sites. So I'll see you guys then. Have a great week and try and stay as safe as possible. Wear your masks if that is what your whole country and government are telling you to do, and try and keep that distance of at least 2 meters. That's what it is here in the UK, where we're actually getting another spike here in the UK. So we might be going on another lockdown, but fingers crossed we can get control of it as quickly as possible. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Stay safe, and I will see you again live on Saturday night with another Pick Roulette and another lucky winner. See you guys then. Rock!